And I looked at him, and he looked at it. He looked at me, and then he looked at his mom. And his mom's like, what do you mean by that? He was just like, it's just how he is. It's like, if his dad doesn't get him straight right now, he's gonna be dangerous when he gets older. Like when I say dangerous, I mean dangerous when he gets older. It's just how he's so manipulative and conniving. And I'm looking at Marlon like, why are you talking about my child like this to your mama? And she ain't even met Carter. She hasn't met Carter. So I'm like, why are you talking about him? And I guess his mom like peeped that I was feeling that way, because she looked at me and she was just like, so Key, how does it feel to hear Marlon talk about your son like that? How does that make you feel? And I looked at her and I looked at him. I'm like, I don't really like it because I know he's not he's not gonna be a sociopath. I don't like that he says that. I just feel like, yes, Carter has a lot of disciplinary problems, but we can work on it. I just need help from his dad. That's it. I just feel like his dad just needs to listen to me when it comes to that. And she was just like, okay, I can see where you come from. But Pop, I get what you're saying. So what you're saying, Pop, is that when Carter's around, you feel uncomfortable? He was like, yeah, it's just like he just does something to my insides. It's just like I don't know. The way he smiles, it just gives me goosebumps. Like, even when he tried to hug me one time, it was like, and I'm looking, I'm just like, you really saying all of this about my child in front of your mama? And I'm just like, keep it together. 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 And I look at Marlon's mom. She look at me. And it's like, well, Key, how do you feel with Marlon feeling this way? He doesn't want to be around your son. Like, how do you feel about that? And I'm just like, I mean, I don't like it, but I have to respect his feelings, and if that's how he feel, I gladly tell him, like, when Carter's coming over, you can go to your house. You don't have to be here. I don't force him to be here when Carter's here, because that's how he feels. So it's how he feels. She's like, so you don't feel like you're isolating Carter? I'm like, no, I don't feel like I'm isolating Carter, because I don't do anything different. Marlon can do something different, but that's not his dad. That's not his dad, and he doesn't live here. So he can do something different, but I ain't doing none of that. So Marlon's mom looks at me and was just like, why do you love my son? And when she said that, I'm like, we talking about my son, and you just switched it to ask me, why do I love your son? And I'm just like, after everything that we done been through, I don't know. I can't answer that question. So I'm just like, well, he's real good with the boys. Like, he helps around the house. Like, he makes me feel good in certain ways. Like, it's like I gave her like a really vague, because I don't know why I love your son. I don't know. So she just kind of like looked at me, and it was like one of those looks like, And then she was just like, I'm just so glad that you have all boys. And I'm like, what do you mean? She was like, yeah, Papa ain't got to deal with no little girls running around here, because that's a different story when it's little girls in play. But I'm just so glad that you got all boys. And I'm like, yeah, it's easier with boys. I wasn't really thinking too much into that comment at that moment. So we sitting there like still talking a little bit. And of course, Marlon keeps trying to make the conversation be about Carter's dad now. Like, now he's talking about the type of dad that Carter has. And I'm just like, your mama ain't met Carter. Your mama ain't met Carter's dad. I'm not talking about Carter like that. You are doing everything, and it's like you are putting a bad image of Carter to your mom. And I'm just like, I could fix it right here at this moment and be like, oh no, he's lying, this and that. But it's like he was telling the truth. He wasn't lying about anything except for his feelings. I mean, I cannot debate his feelings and his opinions. I can only debate the facts. So it's like, yeah. So after a while of us sitting on the sofa talking or whatever, now Marla's mom was like, she's hungry and she wanted to go get something to eat, but she wanted me to take her to the store to get something to eat. I was like, all right, she's just trying to get me along, whatever. So we decided on going to, she wanted to go to McDonald's. We decided on going to McDonald's. Marlon gave me his car and was just like, all right, y'all go get y'all food. We got to the car. Marlon's mom told me I was driving. I was like, all right, cool. We got in the driver's seat, started driving. Soon as we pulled off, she started asking me questions about Hazel. And I'm looking at her. She was just like, so what happened with Marlon and Hazel? And I'm looking at her. I'm just like, why the fuck you asking me about Hazel? Like, what? I was like, so me being petty Betty. and you know, I like to gossip a little bit. I little dabble in a little gossip with somebody's mama. So I was just like, well, Marlon and Hazel, they ain't talking no more, because I found out that they was together. His mom like, oh, what? What do you mean by together? I was like, oh, you didn't know that was his girlfriend. She was like, what? He never said that was his girlfriend. Like, she was always weird to me. Like, and I always told Marlon, like, something's off with that girl. Something I don't feel right about that girl. So you saying that they was together? I'm like, yeah, that was his girl. According to her, she was the girlfriend that brought me into the relationship, and I ain't know nothing about it. She's like, oh, what? I'm like, yeah, like, this all just came out in December. She's like, December? I'm like, yeah, right before he went home for Christmas. Like, yeah, all of this came out then. She was like, oh, wait, how did it come out? I was like, I looked through his phone. She's like, you went through his phone? I'm like, I did. I went through his phone and I saw everything. And then I asked Hazel about it, and she owned up to it. But according now, apparently they're not talking. She blocked him. And they not talking. She was like, yeah, me and Marlon talked about that. And he said that she blocked him. And he don't understand why she blocked him. And he's trying to get her to unblock him so they can have a conversation. I'm like, oh, he trying to get her to unblock him. I didn't know that. She was like, yeah, he was telling me that. And I'm just like, wait, what happened? Why does she have to unblock you? What's going on? And I'm like, yeah, that happened. Then when the restaurant got the food, came back, got in the car, started driving. And she was like, so you said that, you know, Hazel found out about you and you found out about everything. So why are y'all still together? I was like, well, I don't know how we got back together. I didn't even know we was back together until Marlon popped up with saying we together. So I guess we together. But like, yeah, we had this whole blow up for New Year's because she sent him news. I'm like, his mom like, what? I'm like, yes. She sent him news because Marlon was like, look, send it to me one last time. Kiana ain't gonna know. Key ain't gonna know. She not gonna know. But I was like, psst, I found out the same night that I wasn't supposed to know. She was like, oh my God. What? I'm like, yeah. Yep. That happened. That happened. She's like, I can't believe that. Why would Pop do that? I don't understand what's going on with that girl. So you saying that she blocked him? He didn't block her? I'm like, yeah, no, she blocked him. He's like, that don't make you feel some type of way? I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, so the fact that she told you that she brought you into their relationship and y'all were together, you knew nothing about it. And then you find out about it and y'all continue with everything to the point to her sending him news, and now she blocked him. So she made the decision to leave him alone. He didn't make that decision. You okay with that?